Next method is called initUpload. initUpload colon function. And inside of this method, we're going to start with use strict again. Then we go for file, upload the file. File upload is this container which we've created after the closing form tag. And we want to apply uploadify to this container. Uploadify takes care of everything, basically creates the whole uploading button and all these progress bars and everything. So now we need to pass a few parameters. SWF, which is basically the path to the Swift file, because we upload the file. This specific plugin uses Flash for uploading. If you want to, you can also buy HTML5 version from Uploadify sites. It's entirely up to you. We're using the one which uses Flash. Okay, the path to this one is JS uploadify /uploadify.swf. And I'm just hoping I didn't misspell it. Let me scroll up a little bit. Uploadify. I think it's right. Okay, uploader colon mode upload.php, which is where we're going to be sending this request in order to process the upload. Then we have file object name, which will be SSD upload file. You can call it whatever you want. Just make sure that whenever you're going to be referring to this name later on, obviously, you stay consistent with this name. Then we have button text. And for the text on the button, I want this to display select file with the S in the brackets. Then file type extensions exts colon. And now what I'm going to do, you remember we have this array right at the top of this file. We have this array with allowed, I'm just going to copy the name of this array with allowed extensions. So if we scroll down now, and what I'm going to do is basically join all this. So we start with a single quote, then star symbol, dot, and a single quote. And now we go for plus sign to concatenate it with form object dot allowed array, and we want to join it using a semicolon, then star symbol dot the same way as we started here, and after this we're going to concatenate it with semicolon after this, then single quote and the comma, obviously because we're going to another property. So this is going to basically join all these extensions. All of them, they're going to be like star dot, let's say JPG, semicolon. So that's what's going to happen with all this. Okay, next one is width. And the width of this I want to be 100 pixels. That's width of the button. Then we have height. And the height I want to be 28 pixels. Without px, only the value. Then we have remove timeout. How long is it gonna take before after the upload that basically the queue indicator basically disappears, fades out, and I want this to be 0 seconds, so it's right away. Then remove completed set to true, so that they are disappearing after the upload. On upload success, what we want to do is execute the function. We have file data response returned as parameters, and now we check if data. So if something has been returned, then we do data equals parse JSON data, so that we know that we're dealing with the JSON response. And now if data exclamation mark data dot error, meaning if error index equals false, in other words, If I scroll up, then what we're going to do is a var this delay equals set timeout, and a function whilst this timeout has been executed, and we want 500 milliseconds, basically half a second. And why we're doing this is because if we don't do this, then we're gonna have this progress bar basically still being there while the item is going to already appear, and we want this to be basically the quick switch. Basically, one fades out, the other shows up. So that's why we're doing this set timeout. So to give it enough time for the queue bar basically to fade out first. Okay, and once we've got this, then var this item equals form object dot template item, which we've created in the previous video, and we pass in parameters. So extension was the first one, data ext, which will be retained with this data parameter here. Then we have data.name original, and I'm going to be putting these parameters here on new lines so that we can see them a little bit clearer. Semicolon after all this. Name original. Then we have data.name, which is the new one, then data.size readable. And once we've got all this, then we going for our object, form object, file container ID, and append new item, basically this item, and semicolon after this. So that's our init upload method. Let's move to the next video.